Hey, welcome. We're going to talk, this is Mortgage 101 at Fort Hunt University, and I want to just give, honestly, the quickest little overview of how mortgage financing works. And it's kind of cool because basically, let's suppose that there's a house that you want to live in, right? And let's even give it a little fence. Neat. It's a house that you want to live in. And this house, let's just say around here, these houses, let's say, cost $500,000. Now, you may not have $500,000 to buy that house. But it's okay because the person who bought the house didn't have the money to buy the house. And the person who lives next door to that house didn't have the money to buy the house. Because there's an entire industry that is based on lending you the money that you need to buy the house, which is great. How great is that? You get to live in the house and you haven't even paid for it fully yet. Now, the person who lends you the money wants the money back, but you get the use of the house. So it's kind of cool. So what happens is you say, hey, can I get $500,000 to buy that house? And they say, maybe. And they say maybe because they want to look at your ability to repay the money that you borrow. If they're confident that you can repay the money that you borrow plus interest, this could be a good gig for them, for the lender, right? But there's one big thing. That's a lot of money, man. That's $500,000. And so you could borrow the money and you could be the greatest, you could have a great income and you could have a great credit score and you could have all this great stuff, but things happen. So they're going to say, you know what, I'll lend you the money to buy this cool house that you want to live in, but let's just set up a plan B. Let's just set up a plan B. And a plan B is if you can't pay me that money back, let's say that you want to, you intend to, everything's going good, but you can't pay me that money back, I'll make you a deal. I get the house. You're like, whoa, that's that house that I wanted. I want that house. And you're like, I get it. And this is a promise. This is a deal. But it's only a deal if you don't pay me, right? If you pay me, it's your house. I can't walk in the house. This isn't like King George quartering troops in my house during peacetime. I can't go into that house unless you don't pay me. If you don't pay me, then I get to go live in your house. Or maybe, more likely I'll sell your house and get my money back or some of my money back. But this is just a backup plan. This is plan B. You're like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't love it. And you say, all right, listen, let's do something specific. Let's make a promise that my ability to claim your house, my ability to force the sale of your house to get my money back, it is a dead promise. Dead promise. Unless you don't pay. And you're like, all right, I like the sound of that. So you're saying it's dead. And I say, yes, it's dead. And that's what mortgage means. Mortgage is like dead. I'll have to look up what gauge is, but mort means dead in French. So mortgage means like a dead promise, a dead commitment that's only activated when you don't pay. But what's kind of cool is the concept that these guys would not lend you the money to buy this house if you didn't have this house to secure that loan. Which is kind of cool. You're buying the thing that lets you borrow the money to buy the thing with the money that you borrowed to buy the thing to secure the thing with the thing with the thing. So that's how a mortgage process works. A lot of people think that it's more like a car loan where, a car loan is like, oh, well, the car dealership owns the car until I have it paid off. That's not true with mortgages. You are the instant you buy that house, you are the owner of that house. But you have a mortgage. You have a dead promise that says if you don't pay, they have the ability to what's called foreclose, which means to force the sale of the house so that they can get their money back. And all of this is important because then it comes into how does the lender make decisions about who they're willing to lend to, or what type of house they're willing to lend on, or how much of a loan are they willing to lend on this particular house. All of this comes up because of this fundamental thing, which is lender wants security, would prefer not to foreclose, would prefer to get what's called this is the monthly payment, and that's how the lender makes their money. The lender makes their money on interest. So they are getting money every month, and then they are using that money to buy fun things that they want in their lives. All right. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of that mortgage process. We're going to talk a lot more here in Mortgages 101 about how credit works, how lenders decide how much they can lend, how interest rates work, because if you are borrowing $500,000 at 10% interest, that's very different than borrowing $500,000 at 3% interest. And it has a huge impact on your monthly payment, and it has a huge impact on how much you have to put down. There's all these kinds of things that are connected. So we're going to talk more about that. We're even going to talk about what it means to be a lender and what it means to be what's called a loan officer, somebody who helps people identify what are the different products, what are the different loans that they could use that fit their sort of tolerance or income or amount of money that they have to spend, the best. So we're going to talk about all that here at Mortgages 101. Welcome again to Mortgage University. That's what I like to call it, Fort Hunt University, and thanks for joining us.